Next on Worcester News tonight, the cold weather is welcome news for skiers as Wachusett Mountain opens earlier for its first weekend. Plus, Worcester police are asking for the public's help to identify a suspect after an armed robbery in the city. Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Anna Botari. We begin tonight with a serious crash in Worcester, sending 2 people to the hospital. According to Worcester police, the preliminary investigation indicates an 18-year-old man driving a pickup truck on Haywood Street crossed over into the opposite lane at an angle and struck the front of an SUV. Police say the man in the truck was suffering from a head injury while the woman driving the SUV was complaining of neck pain. Both were transported to a local hospital. Police say they're now both in good condition. This investigation remains ongoing. At this time, there have been no citations issued. A new report from the Department of Public Health and the Baker-Polito administration shows opioid-related deaths are down in Massachusetts. The report also says while deaths are decreasing, the total number of overdoses still continues to be a problem. Our Cam Jandro now joins us live with more. Cam?
Anna, this is the second quarter in a row that has seen a decrease in those kinds of deaths, but some say Massachusetts still is a ways away from solving this crisis. Opioid-related overdose deaths are down 10% in the first 9 months of 2017 when compared to this same period last year. Positive numbers coming from the third quarter opioid epidemic report put out by the Baker-Polito administration.
There's greater education at a younger age. There is a declining of the stigma that's around this disease. And lastly, we can't ignore the fact that there's this miracle drug out there, naloxone, that can reverse an overdose in opioids.
The report states there have been 167 fewer deaths so far this year. Kurt Isaacson is the president and CEO of Spectrum Health Systems. He says even with the deaths decreasing, the organization still deals with the opioid crisis on a daily basis.
We treat over 5,000 clients a day just in our outpatient programs. So we have 13 facilities, and so we're treating a large number of clients every day for this disease.
Research gathered from the report also shows 81% of the deaths caused by opioids in 2017 involved fentanyl. In a statement Monday, Governor Charlie Baker said this new report shows some trend lines that are moving in the right direction as we work to fight the opioid and heroin epidemic in Massachusetts, but there are still too many people dying from overdoses.
We still have to remember that over 1,400 people lost their lives since the beginning of the year, and that's a big number. Actual overdoses are increasing. People no longer know the strength of the heroin that they're receiving.
Now, there were nearly 2,100 confirmed opioid-related overdose deaths in 2016. So far this year, the number sits at 1,470. Anna? Thanks, Cam.
Well, a wake for one of the 3 teenagers killed in a West Brookfield crash last week is held tonight in Southbridge. A long line of loved ones formed outside a Southbridge funeral home for Jacqueline DeRozier. The 14-year-old died in a crash on Douglas Road, along with 15-year-old Christian Congelos and 16-year-old Lena Noonan. They all attended Quabog Regional Middle High School. A service for Congelos was held today. Funeral services for DeRozier and Noonan will be held Tuesday. Well, switching gears now, temperatures this past weekend continued to drop, making it the ideal time to start making artificial snow. Wachusett Mountain opened Sunday, marking their earliest opening in more than 10 years. And as our Brittany Schaefer explains, they say it's all thanks to new equipment.
While Worcester hasn't seen any substantial snowfall, the snow is here at Wachusett Mountain. As you can see behind me, the snow guns are operating, and the mountain just opened yesterday, and people are already taking advantage.
I'm just shocked, blown away.
Paul Duggan is one of many skiers who wasted little time after finding out Wachusett Mountain opened trails in mid-November, one of their earliest starts in decades.
Just like a great day in February. That right over there, Challenger, is absolutely mid-season right now. I mean, it was, as I said to Jeff, cranking.
Anytime we can open before Thanksgiving, it's really unprecedented.
Wachusett Mountain expanded their snowmaking equipment last season and can now produce 8,000 gallons of snow per minute. Director of Marketing Tom Myers says it's the reason the mountain was able to open so early.
So it allows us to make a lot more snow early in the season than we ever could before. And as a result, after almost just 2 days of snowmaking, we got the whole mountain open.
Myers says opening day on Sunday was a success with dozens hitting the slopes.
People live for that first day. We had all our new instructor staff trying out. Our race programs are getting trainings. And then, of course, the general public was here just to kind of get their first day on snow. Everybody loves that first chairlift ride up in the winter.
Myers says the business depends on the weather, and unlike last year, so far, Mother Nature is being good to skiers and snowboarders.
It's always dependent on the weather. It's New England. The weather changes all the time. This is what we live for, you know. We go through the summer waiting for the winter to start.
Now, Wachusett Mountain says they'll be making snow whenever temperatures are cold enough, and they look forward to the entire mountain being open soon. But for now, all this talk about hitting the slopes has got me excited for ski season. So for now, in Princeton, I'm Brittany Schaefer, Worcester News Tonight.
Well, Worcester police are asking for the public's help to identify a suspect after an armed robbery in the city. Police say the suspect apparently walked into Polino's Market on Pleasant Street, pointed a gun at employees, and demanded cash. Police say he took the money and walked away. They released these photos of the suspect. He's described as a white male, just over 6 feet tall, medium build with a beard. He was wearing glasses, a hooded sweatshirt pulled up over his head, and jeans. If you have any information, you're asked to call Worcester Police. A man has been arrested for riding his bike recklessly in downtown Worcester. According to police, an officer driving on MLK Boulevard saw a large group riding bikes in and out of traffic and doing wheelies in the middle of the road. Police say the officers warned them that if they continue, they would be subject to arrest. A little while later, police say the group was doing the same thing again, and when an officer saw 2 men coming towards him on bikes, he was able to grab 22-year-old Javier Amarat. Amarat was placed under arrest and charged with disturbing the peace and disorderly conduct. Police say he also had a spring-loaded 4-inch knife and was riding an OFO bike with a damaged locking mechanism. He was additionally charged with malicious destruction of property, receiving stolen property, and carrying a dangerous weapon. Well, on Beacon Hill today, Massachusetts lawmakers debating a bill to increase jaywalking fines. John Maroney has reaction from Boston.
Right outside South Station, one of the busiest intersections in Boston. A mix of cars and people, with not all of them following the rules of the road.
The smartphones is just an additional danger, I agree.
Increasingly, pedestrians are becoming a serious safety problem because of technology. Devices like cell phones, headphones, and earbuds are making good old-fashioned jaywalking a way of life in many big cities, a dangerous and sometimes deadly habit for distracted walkers.
Like me, most of the time I also see my phone and then I just go. So, yeah, basically.
Aren't you concerned for your own safety?
I am, but I don't do that.
I'm probably one of the people that's guilty of it as well, and I'm admitting it by camera.
Lawmakers here in Massachusetts are looking to do something about the trend with a new jaywalking bill that includes enhanced fines for people caught texting, emailing, or using their phones while crossing the street illegally.
I think the fine is perfectly justified for people who jaywalk while they're looking at something. Yeah, if you're going to jaywalk, I don't have a problem with that, but you can look both ways.
John Maroney for Worcester News Tonight.
New developments on allegations of an altered Massachusetts State Police report. A second whistleblower lawsuit has now been filed against police. The new complaint targets senior police commanders and the state's public safety chief. It alleges they conspired to destroy records of a recent drunk driving arrest in Worcester. The daughter of a Dudley District Court judge was arrested, and the report of her arrest was allegedly altered. In the wake of the controversy, the head of the state police announced Friday he would retire. A suspect in the 2015 Worcester Armory theft in court Monday. James Morales pleading guilty to charges related to the theft as well as 2 attempted bank robberies. Morales was in custody at a Rhode Island prison last year, but he escaped, leading to a nearly week-long manhunt. He was eventually arrested just outside of Boston after authorities say he tried to rob 2 banks. Worcester's newest radio station officially hits the airwaves Monday morning. Unity Radio bill itself as a combination of talk radio and all things Worcester. It can be heard on air and online. Our Olivia Lemon has the story.
Welcome back to the Ears of Worcester, the Economo and Rosen show here on Unity Radio, our new station in the city of Worcester.
City Councilors Gary Rosen and Tony Economou kick off their show Monday on Worcester's newest radio station. Unity Radio aims to identify and raise awareness of community needs while giving listeners a chance to call in and discuss local topics.
We did post-election coverage today, and I think we did a good job because we both lived the elections. We know what's going on. That's the good thing. We're both on the city council for years. We've lived Worcester issues. We love the city.
We want to talk about Worcester-based issues, and we want to encourage them to be involved in the show, whether they call in or even if they have a topic that they want us to talk about.
The station is on air at 102.9 FM, or people can listen live at worcestermag.com and unityradioma.org. Hank Stoltz, a veteran talk show host, is back on the airwaves with his new show, Talk of the Commonwealth.
I'm not sure I understood how much I missed it until I had been off for a little while, and now am back on it. I had a great time this morning for our first broadcast and really loved being back on.
The station is based out of an office space on Becker College's campus, and for now has 7 hours of live programming.
We have so many people who are commenting and calling in and tweeting at us that, I mean, we're just thrilled with the reaction so far for this being our very first day.
Olivia Lemon, Worcester News Tonight.